What's going on, folks? Fight Day live chat, UFC London. It could even be classified as Fight Morning live chat. It's 11 a.m. here on the East Coast. I'm sure it's 8 a.m. on the Pacific coast as well. So if anybody's on the west side hanging with your boy nice and early, shout out to you guys for getting out of bed. Uh, yeah, I love early cards. You know, the sooner I get to watch fights from the moment I wake up, the happier that I am. Not to mention, we can be human beings afterwards and actually go out there and have a life, hanging with your significant other or your family or whatever. I believe the card is going to be wrapped up by 7 p.m. Eastern time. I believe we have 12 fights. So yeah, gonna be able to have an evening finally on one of these Saturdays. I'm sure my wife is more than happy about that. But yeah, don't get caught napping. 1:30 p.m. Eastern prelim start time. If you're in Canada, everything is on Fight Pass today. So if you have Fight Pass, just fire that up and you'll be more than ready to go. Don't gotta flip through, TSN or Fight Pass or all that other stuff. It's strictly just on Fight Pass. So make sure you guys go check that out. I'm not sure why the quality of my video continues to be a little bit of a nuisance. But as long as the audio is good, that's all that matters to me. Again, I'm not sure what it is with the connection. I'm gonna have to get it checked out. But I noticed it on my Ultimate Weigh-In show, noticed it on the Deadlock podcast as well. But I can even see it on StreamYard. If anybody's ever used StreamYard in the past, you can see it kind of in the top corner where it gives you like the Wi-Fi signal if it's kind of weak. Is what it is. Now it's gone. So hopefully you guys are getting me crystal clear here. Yeah, so I'm gonna chill with you guys for about a half an hour or so. And then after that, I'm actually gonna be hopping on over to my Instagram account where I'll be talking to you guys personally. So I'm gonna be having a couple of people hop on. Whoever wants to request and jump on, you're more than welcome to come on for like 2 to 3 minutes, share whatever picks you have. If you want to quickly talk about a specific fight, we can do that as well. But yeah, I enjoy doing it. I love talking to people, meeting people, especially all the supporters that I've had over the last couple of years. It's nice to finally talk to some of you guys somewhat face to face, if you know what I'm talking about. Speaking about the last 4 years, I believe on Thursday was my 4-year anniversary of when I dropped my first ever podcast on YouTube. And those are the days where, like, I'd record it in my car at lunch on from my day job or something like that, or for my part-time job or something. And I would only give my breakdown of my lock of the night play, and that was it. Then I really start to step it up, and that's where I really start to realize that content creation is a legit thing that I can take advantage of, and I've been doing exactly that since. So shout out to everybody that's been a part of the journey from the jump. Shout out to everybody that's jumped along during the journey. And even if you're new to this page right now, shout out to you guys for showing your boys some love. The least you guys can do, hit that like below. Just hit that like. And even afterwards, if you're watching this on the replay, just drop a comment, whether it's a fucking emoji, whatever the hell it is, drop a comment and let's get it into the algorithm, as the guys say, and let's get this bigger and bigger. We're approaching 5,500 subscribers on YouTube. I still don't feel like that's enough. I mean, I feel I feel with the amount of work that I put in compared to a lot of the other guys that are out there with, bigger followings, I should be at that 10K mark by now. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't speak the best at times. I'm still working on that, but I feel like my insights and all that stuff are pretty top notch. So yeah, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe, hit that like as well. But let's get into this damn thing. So normally I start off the stream by saying what my bets are. But and again, as if you've been around for a while, if I'm on a 3-event winning streak, my picks are on the are only on the Patreon until my next losing event. Once I hit my next losing event, then I'll be giving out my picks for free. But I'll always be giving out a free bet for you guys as well. So today's free bet is going to be Dan Hooker. I got him at 2 units at -111 earlier in the week, thinking that there would be more money coming in on the Hooker side. But it seems like there's this weird love for Arnold Allen out there, which I kind of get. The record's flashy. The kid's younger, obviously has less miles on him, but I just think that Hooker is the overall better fighter, and as long as the cut to 145 pounds didn't completely kill him, he should go out there and absolutely perform against Arnold here. So, yeah, I'm liking Hooker, and that's going to be my free bet. You guys can get him at plus money now as well, depending on what book that you're looking at. All right, I do have three more bets outside of Dan Hooker. So yeah, that can obviously be found on the Patreon. Link is in the description below. $5 a month, no long-term commitments. Just if you subscribe and we lose this weekend, you're more than welcome to unsubscribe. But just stay on board. I'm sure I'll get it back. All right, let's see what the chat is saying, because that's what this stream is all about. Ryan Maston, I see you in the chat. Blacked M3 saying I'm probably the only one that prefers late cards since I have to work on Saturdays. Yeah, exactly. For most people, I get it. I absolutely understand it. If you have to work on a Saturday, you want that late card. Shout out to my guy from Fresno. You've been around for a minute, my man. If you are who I believe you are, you've been around for a while. I appreciate that. Doughboy Nazi saying max play 5 units on micro and yeah, minus 150. Fighting on home turf, better wrestling and better cardio. What do you think? Yeah, if I were to have a bet in that fight, that would be the bet. I know he's up to about minus 190, minus 200 at this point in time. Don't mind that. I also don't mind the sprinkle on the KO prop at plus 750. Dirty Riverfish 90 saying Patty round one sub. What do you think? Yeah, that could absolutely happen. I think he gets it done early, either sub or TKO. But yeah, I get why you don't want to play inside the distance, because it's like minus 200. I think the sub line is slightly better and maybe even at plus money. So yeah, I completely understand that, but I like it. Evo Steph in the chat. Skirt. Appreciate you here, my guy. The Dab Father in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by. Kyle Davis, who you got to score the most on DraftKings today? Interesting. Let's see. It's got to be one of those guys that's going to get the first round finish, right? It could be. It could be maybe Sergey Pavlovich. I don't really trust him too much, though. It could be Ilya Taporia. It could be Gunnar Nelson with the quick sub. It could be Paddy Pimblett with the quick finish as well. Maybe Tom Aspinall if he hits that early knockout. Those are the ones that I think will probably end up at the top. TJ Spartacus in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Ruger Kev saying wrap up in time for NCAA wrestling finals. That's a hardcore and a half right there. Not just MMA, but wrestling. Shout out to my guy Ruger. Sean Holland, Pavlovich round 2 KO. I think the majority of his knockout condition really drops after that first round, because if Shamil's not going to go down early, I'd be surprised if he goes down in that second round. Now, obviously, I know Chris Dawkins was able to get him out of there, but I think Chris Dawkins is a different type of power puncher. He's more speed and precision compared to Pavlovich, who's more a little bit more like a grunt brute type knockout artist. I'm not sure if that's going to translate into round 2. Devin Davis saying, I swear some people don't do the research on every fighter. Someone said Pavlovich has never been out of the first round and he's won a 5-round decision. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. In the UFC, I don't think he's been out of the first round, but yeah, he's definitely won a 5-round decision in I think it was Fight Night Global, but it was a very slow paced fight from what I remember, right? Like they're just kind of just staring at each other for the most part. Pavlovich was mainly just kicking. Neither guy really opened up, so you can't really say how good his cardio is in a fight like that where there's not much activity, right? If he's forced to work here against Abdurakhimov, then we'll see what his cardio actually looks like. But I'm not riding into the sales saying that okay, his cardio is great because he had a staring contest with the guy for 25 minutes. Before on the beat saying I just bring Shamil by KO. If Pavlovich doesn't finish him in the first round, he's going to gas. Plus they train together. Shamil knows his partner. Shamil lasted for a while versus Black Beast. I think Shamil by decision might be the better spot. I'm not sure how much knockout power Shamil has left. The guy's getting up there in age. I think if he's smart, he probably takes it, just tries to clinch up almost immediately, drag this fight to the ground. KO, I'm not as big of a fan of. I'd rather do the decision, honestly. Yes, they were former training partners. Robot Chicken Wings in the chat. Always appreciate the support, my man. Let's see. Derek saying, not sure why everybody betting on Hooker. Allen is on a 10-fight winning streak against Hooker, who hasn't fought a featherweight in 5 years. I feel like this is an easy win for Allen. See, it's that narrative approach of the just looking at it from the outside, right? But how is Allen winning those fights? How is he just okay? He's going to take a 10-fight winning streak with him inside the cage, but how did he get that 10-fight winning streak? Like, if you're going to go say that Hooker Hooker might be compromised from the weight cut, I could understand that. But like taking the narrative of Allen just being on a 10-fight winning streak, like who's he beating? Hooker will be his best opponent that he's faced in forever. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with the volume or the output of Hooker. Maybe if he gets a knockdown or knockout, okay, I get it. But yeah, I don't know. Vinny G in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Mr. Jingo saying, do you trust Sham's chin more than Pavlov's layoff? Good question. I don't know. I really don't know. Again, with Shamil's chin, it's really that Chris Dawkins fight, right? The Derek Lewis fight from years ago, that was a late fight stoppage, as Derek Lewis normally does. The Curtis Blades one, that was just a shit kicking on the ground. Curtis Blades can do that to almost anybody. The knockout to Chris Dawkins was speed and precision. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I trust Sham's chin a little bit more than Pavlov's layoff. Good question though, Mr. Jingles. Love it. About better saying I haven't hit 200. Keep grinding, my man. Keep grinding. I remember when the numbers were coming slow, but if you keep consistent, that's what people bank on the most. Buffalo on the beat saying I don't trust Shamil. Yeah, exactly. Again, narrative wise, there's a lot against him at this point in time. All right, I'm gonna skim through a couple of these so I can get back to the live here. I just want to answer questions that I haven't already touched on. TJ Sparky kissing. So you only have 4 bets on the entire card, 4 official bets on the entire card. I do have like my degenerate plays that I give out and stuff, like a couple Hail Mary parlays, a multi-event parlay, stuff like that. But in terms of like where my real money's going, like my hundreds and possibly even thousands of dollars, they're going to my official bets. My lunch money plays are the ones that some people like as well. That's where you get like the big odds that people like. But I want to make money like legit. I just don't want to bank on parlays or long shots and stuff. Bellbetter saying best method prop pick. Ooh. There's a couple that I think have some legs, honestly. Volkov inside the distance, Hooker via decision, even Molly McCann via decision. I did sprinkle McCann via sub. That's more so of a conspiracy tinfoil hat type of thing. But yeah, those first 2, I like it. Mr. Jingo saying, unless Allen wrestles the entire fight and finds success, Hooker going to outpace Arnie by a mile. I also think that Allen's wrestling game is overrated, right? He might be able to land takedowns. I just don't think he does a good job in terms of holding guys down. And Hooker has damn good takedown defense, man. I don't think that people are giving that enough credit. Chris is saying, I like McKenna by sub at plus 700, Topuria by KO at plus 250. Seems off as well. Herbert is chinny and he might look to make a statement. Again, with Topuria's approach, it's going to be a ground approach, right? I think that he's going to look to take this fight to the ground. And then from there, it's, just fucking throw a dart at the wall, whether it's going to be a sub or a TKO. And then McKenna by sub, if she is having as much success with the grappling as most people are making it seem she's going to have, then yeah, that plus 700 on the sub is going to be live. JD saying, please don't fade Tom. Luck of the night. That's all I got for you, my man. Mr. X, if y'all are into meme boxing matches, value on Hafthor minus 130 versus Eddie Hall. Eddie Hall tore his bicep 8 months ago and looks like trash on the mitts. Hafthor is actually training boxing now. I guess we have a meme combat sport tonight or some sort. There you guys go. It's the first I'm hearing of it. Thomas Evans saying Sato going to clip Gunner. Gunner's been out of the cage for a while. I'm not completely counting that out, which is why I'm not big on Gunner. Gunner is one of my favorite fighters, but even I can see that this is a little bit of a sketchy spot for him. Joshua Frick in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by. Oh my God, Mr. X just laying it out here. Sato KO plus 700 again, not bad. But the second one, that's the one that I like. Elise Reed by KO at plus 1250. Sign me up. Sign me up. I think I already. Let me just make sure I actually bet that. Again, when I say bet, this is like lunch money shit. I'm not saying Elise Reed by KO is like a lock or anything like that, but I think it has some value, especially if she can get this fight back onto the feet. Ooh, I don't actually have a bet yet, so I will rectify that as soon as this stream is wrapped up. But where is it? There it is. What's Bodog holding it at right now? Bodog has that plus 900. Oh, I'd like plus 1200. That'd be nice. Let's see what Pinnacle is holding it at. Pinnacle is holding Elise Reed via KO at Elise Reed KO plus 900. Damn it. I guess there are some people that are already on it. All right. Alex Gagnon saying, why the fuck, absolute fuck is Aspinall favored? He's 0-3 round experience. He's running twin fights that didn't end in round one. Exactly. It's hype, my man. It is absolute hype. The guy's good. Trust me. He has, solid potential. But I think a lot of it is hype. FE, any action sportscast is hanging plenty of time to chase my March Madness losses. If Mohammed or Ilya bust my parlay early, oh God, let's see. Donnie R saying also like McKenna by sub. I've been watching her and McMahon getting work, and McKenna wrestling is looking really solid right now. And if it hits the mat, I think she can get the sub at plus 700. I don't hate it. Again, I don't hate it. If she has that as much success as most people are thinking she's going to have, then yeah, I get it. Rick the Ruler saying problem is Shamil going to be more tired than Pavlovich after first round. He's going to lose. I don't know if we can 100% bank on that. Donnie R saying, what are your thoughts on the Volkov fight? I see everyone saying Volkov gets dominated on the ground and finished, but I don't see it exactly. I don't see it either. Like if they think that Aspinall has Curtis Blades type wrestling, they're in for a rude awakening. Volkov actually has solid takedown defense, and even Verdum could not submit this guy on the ground back in the day. Not even back in the day, a couple years ago. So, yeah, I don't see that angle at all. Okay, asking how many hours to the fight starts. I believe they start in 2 hours. 2 hours. Yeah, Alex Gagnon, great point here. Aspinall couldn't be Arlovsky in round one, but people think he's 1-to-1 odds to KO Volk. Exactly. What is Allen better than at than Hooker? Again, it is Hooker's durability that we need to worry about a little bit, right? That's a little bit of a concern. But Allen discipline, but he's low volume, and he's going to drown in Hooker's volume here. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, let me just quickly catch up here with the live chat. Urban Menu, New Jersey. Good point here about Allen coming off that close fight with Yusuf, and I feel like Hooker would start Yusuf based off that last Caceres fight. Again, I don't like doing MMA math, but again, when that other guy brought up, Allen's on a 10-fight winning streak or whatever the fuck it is, how is he getting those wins? Like he's just inching some of these out. You can't inch out against Dan Hooker, especially if he's throwing as much volume at him as I expect. Sean Holland, what do we think about the first fight of the night? I think Mokaev is overrated. Dirted by sub at plus 1400. DK, not a bad stab. I'm not going out there and putting heavy money on Mokaev. The kid needs to prove a little bit more to me. But yeah, let's see him go out there and fight somebody legit. Like 80% of the fighters that he fought on the amateur scene where he went 23-0, they either never fought afterwards or they have a losing amateur record and they never went pro. Like that is a very ballooned up 23-0. Again, I don't want to take away too much from the kid. The kid looks talented. He seems to have all the chops. But now let's see what he does against like Durden, who I think is a legitimate barometer to see where he's actually at. Rick the Ruler, if you like, sure, maybe by decision. Can't see Ty tomorrow getting subbed. Yeah. Again, even at money line, even odds, I like that. I don't mind that. Yeah, Mr. X is perfect here, saying Mokaev decision, but mainly fight goes the distance at plus 130 is my second biggest play. One of my best bets for that card is the over 2.5 at plus 100. I like it. Appreciate everybody in the chat. I see you guys. Ooh, from Fresno with the dono. Appreciate the love there, my friend. And he got it at that nice, clean, crisp $4.20. Just the way I like it. Best cheap fighter on DK. Let me pull those salaries up for you guys again. Uh, I honestly haven't submitted a lineup in the last two events. I might have to change that today if I can get it in time. Lowest owned that I like the most. Cody Durden could get some time as well. I think he could put up some decent numbers. Abdurakhimov, if he doesn't get knocked out early, he could put together some decent numbers as well. Elise Reed could be, sketchy, but okay, I won't say much about Elise Reed. Paul Craig, very live to get the submission. Jack Shore, 7,600. That will probably be the best one right there. Jack Shore, 7,600. That's the cheapest fighter that I like the most. And then after that would be Volkov at 7,900. Because I do think Volkov could get the finish. JC saying Gunnar Nelson is the lock of the night. Again, I don't like tipping minus 400s as lock of the night plays. That is just, I make some square plays at times. But just to say Gunnar Nelson plus who? But even then, I need to see Gunnar back after that at long layoff, after that crazy injury that he came back from with his ribs and his shoulder, collarbone, and all that type of stuff. And Sato, if you're slipping at all, Sato will make you pay and knock you the fuck out. Kane Gomez, I'm glad that you brought this up. He's saying, would love to see you stream a tape watch of a fighter to see your process. I've considered doing this. I have considered, maybe adding this as a Patreon perk, maybe doing the whole YouTube membership thing where I only have a select few guys in there. The guys that, like, if you're willing to shell out $5 a month to me, that means that you respect my takes, that means you won't troll and all that type of shit. I wouldn't mind doing that. And not to mention, if I'm able to do it just for members, I could show the fights to you guys as I'm watching it as well. Whereas if I did it, just publicly on YouTube, I'd immediately get flagged, immediately get pulled. That would be that's not a bad idea. I'm glad that you brought that up. I might do that. If there's anybody in the chat that would enjoy something like that, I'd happily do that. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe once a week, I can sit down with you guys for like 2 hours or something and just, go through a fight or two, whatever it is. Yeah, let me know. Kev TV saying you faded Tom against Spivak, you'll pay the price again tonight. Now, I'll say this. Spivak was like plus 200 that night, and I made a half a unit play on it. Based on the fact that if he could get this fight late, I thought he could be live. However, you could see as soon as he stepped inside the cage, the man was intimidated. The man just didn't want to throw. I don't even think he landed a single strike. He let Tom Aspinall absolutely dictate that fight, not to mention Spivak coming in on short notice there. But that's, plus 200, that was a lot of line and a lot of questions based. But you're giving me you're giving me Alexander Volkov now, number 15 to number 6. That's how much of a jump Tom Aspinall is making right now. Yeah, I'm taking fucking Alexander Volkov, 43 fight veteran, only ever been knocked out 2 times. If Tom Aspinall knocks this guy out, I will have respect for him even more. I will have even more respect for him. I think don't get me wrong, I think he's a good fighter. He shows some good skills. I don't want to completely shit on the guy. The guy's great. He will beat most of that heavyweight division. But now you're talking about the top of the top. You're talking about guys that are like legitimate title contender gatekeepers, not just gatekeepers, but title contender. You beat Volkov, you deserve to be in a title contention race. We'll see. Bring that same energy afterwards, Kev. Just saying. All right. Let's see. All right. Seems like I've answered a lot of the questions that you guys are asking. Poke Gem saying, does Hunter Azure losing as a minus 800 last night have any impact of how you think of Jack Shore? I don't. I really don't. Again, every fight is a different situation. Um, Azure's gas tank just did not look good. Maybe he was overlooking the guy. You know what I mean? It hurts that I wasn't able to cash my Jack Shore inside the distance ticket that night, but it is what it is. Joshua Frick saying, Locke, I've been smashing MMA DFS. Where you been? Again, I'm still in my infancy, somewhat of my infancy stages there. We'll see what's good. JD, come back. Come back. Don't worry. Come back. After the fights, we'll see. 24K Will saying thoughts on fight doesn't go to decision main event. I like it. I think Volkov can finish him within 4, and then obviously Tom could probably finish him early. But yeah, I'd be surprised if that goes the full 25 minutes. I know I see a lot of takes on Volkov via knockout, or sorry, Volkov via decision. I don't think Aspinall can go 25 minutes with Volkov. SKD saying coffee, weed, and early fights. The way that I like to break it down: coffee, combat, and cannabis. That's kind of the way that I like to roll with it too. I love it. Elias saying, been following for a while. Also a member of the Patreon. Appreciate you, my man. You have great knowledge. I'm feeling good about this card. Thank you, man. Again, we can't get all of them right every single fucking week. But as long as the process in terms of breaking down the fights are there, we'll be good. We'll be good. JC bringing up the size difference between Herbert and Topuria. I don't think it. Sure, there are some fights where I have a difference. I don't think so much tonight. I really don't. Danny Legs in the chat saying Hangman season. Let's go. I love it. Yeah, SKD saying the confidence on Volkov this week is fantastic. Again, I don't get it. It's honestly what it reminds me of is Giga Chikadze and Calvin Kattar earlier this year. And I learned my lesson that night too, right? I had Giga Chikadze in a small parlay thinking that he'd be able to eventually take out Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar came through, the veteran came through, made him absolutely work that fight and punished him for it. I'm expecting the same thing with Volkov tonight. All right. Oh yeah, this is another thing. Kev saying Spivak would beat Volkov the night Volkov beat Tybura. He looked bad. I disagree in regards to that. I think Volkov that night still would have beaten Spivak. But we do this far too much. Remember this, folks. One fighter coming off of one bad performance in a win. Let's not forget he won that fight. Doesn't mean that they're declining. Show me 3 fights in a row where he is declining. You can't tell me he declined in the Cyril Gahn fight. He went 25 minutes with him and stayed up with the output as well, kept up with the output of Cyril Gahn. Cyril Gahn is just motherfucking Cyril Gahn. It's hard to deal with a guy like Gahn. So, no, if he looks bad tonight or today and he looks the same that he looked in the Tybura fight, then okay, I get it. But we can't just be hot and cold after one fight of a fighter. Look macro, don't look micro. Look macro. How he's looked throughout his career. And again, he's only 33 years old. All right. Appreciate everybody checking it out. All right, let me shout out to the 116 of you that are in the chat right now. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. I am going to drop the totals parlay for you guys. And then I'm going to end this thing. Then I'll be hopping on to my Instagram to do an IG live. So if anybody wants to talk face-to-face-ish, hop onto there and I'd be happy to discuss anything. I'm trying to get through as many of you guys in like 2 to 3 minute spurts and just hearing out everybody's best bet for tomorrow. All right, totals parlay. Get out the pens and papers, folks. Or your bookie if you're on your bookie already. Under 1.5 in Craig Krylov. If you can make the alternate and make it 2.5, I like that better. Over 2.5 in Durden Mokayev. Under 1.5 in Herbert Topuria. Over 2.5 in Hooker Allen. Under 3.5 in Aspinall and Volkov. And then over 2.5 in Valiev and Shore. So once again, that's 6 legs. I got $50 on it to win 14.29. plus 28.58 odds. Once again, I'll do that one more time for you guys. Craig Krylov under 1.5. If you get 2.5, take the 2.5 instead. Durden Mokayev over 2.5. Herbert Topuria under 1.5. Hooker Allen over 2.5. Aspinall Volkov under 3.5. And Valiev Shore over 2.5. Some of the, again, yeah. One thing that I've kind of been noticing, like the larger following that I get, there's a lot of folks out there with just out there opinions. And even the if you guys follow me on Twitter, I had that Dan Hooker post blow up about where I said put a picture of him from the weigh-ins and said 145 like a fucking G. Like every post is like, oh, he looks like shit. And then the next post is like, oh, he looks amazing, shredded as hell. Like there's so many different opinions and so many different ways people see things. But if you've done the homework, if you know you've, left no stone unturned, if you've checked every single box and you have uber confidence on one side, stick with your thoughts. Stick with it. All right. I would love to continue the Aspinall Volkov debate, but luckily we're going to be able to get that question answered in about 6 hours once they finally fucking throw down. Appreciate everybody jumping on as always. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe on the way out, and check me out on Instagram. I'm about to go live over there for another half an hour to talk to you guys at MMA LOTN on over there. If you guys want to talk again, 2 to 3 minutes restricted for each person so that I can get through as many of you guys as possible. Love you guys. Appreciate everybody that comes in here. Even shout out to my guy Sal Vetri making an appearance. Love my guy for coming through, showing that love. All right, appreciate you guys. Good luck on the bets tonight, and I'll see you guys over on the Instagram. Sal, if you have a UFC play that you want to drop on Instagram, come through over there, and I'd love to have you on. All right, appreciate you guys. See you over there on the IG. Otherwise, good luck on your bets tonight, and I'll see you guys next week for UFC Columbus, last event during this 8-week run that the UFC's been on, and then they're back at it for UFC 273 after that as well. All right, appreciate you guys, and let's make some money tonight. War Volkov.